The Disneyland park in Paris hasn't received an expansion since the opening of Space Mountain from the Earth to the Moon in 1995. And because of this, I set out to create a series where we use plans of existing attractions or shows and place them in the park. So far, we've added Fantasmic in Frontierland with a brand new open-air amphitheater. That video has a lot of other surprises too, so make sure to check it out. And Soarin' in Discoveryland, replacing the old Discoveryland Theater, this one that too was incredibly fun to create and imagine new and unique ways to incorporate it in the specific land. Well, today it's the third episode, and I decided to choose a newer attraction compared to those two. Opened in 2020, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is, in my opinion, an incredibly fun attraction that has some ingenious technology behind it. Imagineering designed what they call a 2.5D technology. It's not 3D and it's not 2D, it's something in between. What they did was blend actual sets with projection mapping and classic dark ride effects, and it works incredibly well, allowing for riders to truly feel like they've jumped into a Mickey Mouse short film. The ride was a success, and so Disney cloned it, completely changing the layout of the building for Disneyland's Toontown, where it opened a couple of years ago. While the ride experience is practically the same, the queue and location make it so that many consider the better version of the ride. Well, in Disneyland Paris, the two parks here have only one new generation dark ride, the 2014 trackless dark ride Ratatouille L'Aventure dans le Monde Touquet de Rémy, also more easily known as Ratatouille the Adventure. This was one of Disney's first rides using the trackless system, and helped pave the way for all to come, from Runaway Railway to Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. However, it has many flaws that were completely fixed in later rides. The attraction is located in Disney Adventure World, meaning that Disneyland Park doesn't have any trackless rides, which creates the perfect opportunity for us today. As we've explored in the past several times, including in this video, the Disneyland Park has countless expansion plots ready for something new, one of which is located at the back of the park behind the Fantasyland train station, and this truly is the prime location for a ride such as Runaway Railway, not only because it physically fits like a glove, but also because it makes sense thematically. First of all, the theater in front of the station was originally meant to be a placeholder to add show capacity to the park until something was built on the other side of the berm. What many people miss is that, just like the Main Street station, beneath the Fantasyland station lie tunnels to the other side. This would be a path guests would be able to take, however it remains as a cast-exclusive area, acting as, I believe, the path for cast members and characters, such as Mickey Mouse, into the Meet Mickey building. Knowing this, our job gets even easier. I really like how the Meet Mickey building blends in with the train station, and so I decided to use this and the theater as the entrance and main queue space for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. You enter the theater, and as you make your way through the queue, Mickey shorts will be playing in a big silver screen, truly acting as a perfect queue space for such ride. Then you move into the behind the scenes of the movie theater. Here, all kinds of movie props can be seen, much like what happens in Disneyland's version of the ride. You can count on interactive displays and all kinds of callbacks to classic Disney films and shorts. This is also where we move under the train tracks and station and into the new show building behind the berm and trees. The same theming and props carry on into here, but we start to see signs and other kinds of props alluding to the Mickey Mouse Imperfect Picnic short that can also be seen in the other Runaway Railway rides. As the queue reaches its end, we come across two identical theaters where cast members invite us to check the brand new, still to be released Mickey short. As guests enter, the Perfect Picnic film starts to play, and ends in a big explosion that opens the screen up to all guests, and so we enter the animated world of Mickey shorts. After queuing for a little while, guests board a trackless train with conductor Goofy and the ride begins. following the same beats as the other two Runaway Railways. I designed the entire show building to scale using the Hollywood Studios one as blueprint, and the inside with the help of Park Lore's design. While completely cloning the ride would work perfectly for the park, I do think that we can add a little spice to make it feel unique and slightly different to the other versions. And so there's a different scene in the ride. It begins slowly and cheerfully until Mickey drives into the track switch and all the railroad cars get separated from the train engine where Goofy is, which leads us to an adventure through many different locations, starting with the Wild West Stampede, followed by the carnival with all the crazy chaos going on, into the eye of the tornado. We then move to the tropical island where the volcano blows up and we go underwater. However, instead of going into the big city scene, we exit the sewers into Paris. But since we need to have some chaos, why not the middle of the Arc de Triomphe, with cars going everywhere? We barely escape and move into Daisy's dance studio, where everyone dances their way to the next scene, the back alley, followed by the factory. Here, we're slowly moving to our demise, when the entire scene folds and changes around us into the perfect picnic scene and classic ending. It would also be fun to have this scene pay some homage to the Paris parks, maybe with unique lampposts and a fading Eiffel Tower in the back. With that, guests leave the cars and exit to Storybook Land, bringing some very much needed life into this underrated side of Fantasyland, and really making people feel like they traveled alongside Mickey to someplace else, with an atmosphere more closely resembling the perfect picnic park we just saw. Now, there are a few challenges with building the ride here in this location, the big one being that this is where the large fireworks are launched from. I can see two possible solutions. First of all is designing and building the attraction's show building with the firework launchers above it. However, I'm not sure this would be that easy because of all the regulations and safety requirements. So the other possibility is to rebuild the launchers off to the side ever so slightly, seeing there's enough space to do it between the new show building and the Casey Jr. train garage. The second is possible visual intrusion from Fantasyland and the train station. This could be fixed with the queue and pre-show area having a lower profile and the actual show building being hidden by mountains, similarly to Tokyo Disneyland's Fantasyland Theater. The exit into Storybook Land could also be similar to something straight from Tokyo, this time the ride facade from Pooh's Honey Hunt, with a large book painted with a perfect picnic ending from the ride, creating a nice transition from the inside of the silver screen to the storybook area. While I didn't put it into the design here, it would also make sense to add a new store at the exit of the attraction, especially seeing Fantasyland lack some shopping space in this side. Hollywood Studios' Runaway Railway also doesn't have a store at the exit, but a pop-up area selling ride-related merch. But we don't have to fit the ride in an old show building, so having a slightly larger exit area could work very nicely here. I believe this plan would breathe new life into this side of Fantasyland, and this is exactly the type of ride the park needs, and one that can be enjoyed by every generation, from the grandparents to the small kids and everyone in between. Runaway Railway was, in my opinion, an instant classic Disney ride that combines the most beloved characters with state-of-the-art ride technology, creating incredible experiences. It's also one that can be built for relatively cheap. All the research and development has been done, and the animatronics aren't hugely technical and rely quite a bit on smart effects and projection mapping. And by using existing infrastructure, we only bring the costs down even more. This would therefore be a very cost-efficient expansion of the Disneyland park, while adding a next-gen dark ride that I'm sure will be a huge success with many guests. And with this, I ask you, what's your opinion on these what-if Disneyland Paris plans? Is Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway something you'd like to see coming to the Parisian resort? And would you do anything differently? Let me know down below. And now, as always, thank you for watching, and that's a wrap.